10 out of 10 niche or luxury fragrances for men. These are in no particular order, but I'm going to number them 1 to 10. So in at number 1, SOIR by MFK. This one is Amber Excellence. This is the rich man's night out type fragrance. Absolutely perfect. It's not very complex. It's not going to change so much on your skin, this one. But in terms of amber fragrances, this is absolutely perfect. Every time I wear this, I'm blown away by how perfect this smells. It just smells like such a classy and refined fragrance, and for me, if I'm going on a night out and I want something extra classy and special, SOIR by MFK for me is one of the best fragrances you can wear. In at number 2, this is Louis Vuitton Imagination. I understand this is not a niche fragrance, of course it's from a designer brand. However, I always put Louis Vuitton in my niche fragrance lists because of the quality, and the price is the same as niche fragrances. So I hope that's covered that. But Louis Vuitton Imagination deserves the hype, in my opinion. This is one of the best citrus fresh fragrances I've ever tried. It gets compliments like no other. I wore this to a party we had for my girlfriend about 2 weeks ago. I had about 3 people in my apartment that night ask me what I was wearing, and of course I was wearing Louis Vuitton Imagination. It's very fresh, it's vibrant, it's ultra realistic citruses, and it lasts a very long time for a fresh fragrance. If you want that photo-realistic citrus that smells very natural, very clean, but also has fantastic performance, there really is not many other fragrances on the market that beat Imagination in that category. This is a 10 out of 10 and well worth the hype. In at number 3, we're sticking with the fresh citrus fragrances for this one. This is ROJA Burlington 1819. Now, this one does start off very effervescent and fresh with a really natural smelling citrus note in the opening, but it doesn't stay there. It does change. It turns into a kind of a heavier, sweeter, boozy fragrance as you wear it, and it's one of those fragrances that take you on a journey, and it's absolutely fantastic. I love fragrances that do change on your skin and go on that journey. Brilliant fragrance. This one is a very natural smelling fragrance, and I think that's actually a pinnacle of ROJA fragrances. Some people complain maybe the performance of ROJA fragrances doesn't match the price point of them. You know, I can understand that, but all of their fragrances smell very natural and they smell ultra high quality. So ROJA Burlington 1819 doesn't actually have that problem with the performance. I think the sweet, heavier, boozy notes stay on my skin for a long time. This one is a fragrance journey in a bottle. 10 out of 10, ROJA Burlington 1819. So we move on to number 4 from Parfums de Marly. This is HALTANE. This one I've been liking more and more recently. When I first tried it, I got the interpretation that this was just a similar copy to Oud for Greatness. Now, it is similar to Oud for Greatness, but this one is easier to wear, it's sweeter, and actually you get better value for money because you can buy a 125ml bottle for a slightly cheaper price than Oud for Greatness, which is a 90ml bottle, so you get more fragrance for your money, and this one is easier to wear. It's an Oud saffron with sweet praline notes. That's the notes that you get in here. So it has a similar vibe to Oud for Greatness with that spicy oud, but then you get this beautiful sweetness, which makes this a lot easier to wear. This one is perfect to wear for the upcoming autumn. As we come into the colder weather, I'm gonna really reach for this because it smells fantastic. It smells really high quality and expensive, but also it's a really good performing fragrance as well. This one lasts on my skin about 10 hours and it smells ultra high quality and expensive. For me, this is a Parfums de Marly that is worth buying, and it's a 10 out of 10. This is HALTANE. So if you ask me the best Parfums de Marly that you can buy, you only want to buy one Parfums de Marly your whole life and that's it. I would advise you to buy Carlisle. This for me is the best Parfums de Marly fragrance on the market. This is so rich, it's so smooth, the performance is fantastic, it smells so expensive, and you do pay, of course, a high price for this. All of these fragrances are very expensive. And when you pay a high price for a fragrance, you want something that's high quality, you want something that is unique, you want something that performs well. This one is fairly unique. You do have a fragrance, Red Tobacco, which has some similarities, but the similarity is in the smell and not of the quality and smoothness of the fragrance. This is spicy apple with vanilla and patchouli, so you get this beautiful, juicy green apple note. Then you have a vanilla and patchouli. Vanilla and patchouli are two notes that work fantastic together, and this does remind me of the note of tobacco. Although tobacco is not a listed note, it certainly has a reminiscent of a tobacco note, but this is a perfect fragrance. For me, I only wear this when I'm going out and I want to impress people, if that makes sense. If I'm wearing more nicer clothes and I'm going to a more upmarket event and I want something to smell extra special and really classy, and I want something that people are going to be able to smell on me, I think Carlisle is the fragrance I always gravitate to. In at number 6 from AMOUAGE. Now I could have included AMOUAGE Interlude 53 in here as a 10 out of 10 fragrance, which I think it is. But I decided instead to go for Reflection 45, which is also a 10 out of 10 fragrance, but this one is easier to wear than Interlude 53. And I think in general, more people are going to enjoy this than Interlude 53, which is why I've chosen to include Reflection 45 as a 10 out of 10 fragrance. This is actually very clean, lots of white florals, iris, you've got lavender, and you've got an ambery type note in the base of this fragrance. This is just stunning. What I love about Reflection 45 is it's an easy to wear fragrance. You're not going to find, I don't think, anyone who doesn't really like the smell of this. It's not offensive in any way, but then also it's not boring, and also it smells like niche quality. So you've got a niche quality, high performing, easy to wear fragrance, and that is a very good combination. This for me is one of the best formal fragrances that you can buy if you're going to a wedding, if you're going to an important interview, a meeting of people where you don't want anything that's going to even remotely offend people, but also you want to smell very sophisticated and you want a fragrance strong enough that people will smell you. Reflection 45 is that fragrance. This is the type of fragrance that gets compliments because it's really easy to like and it's strong enough that people can smell it. This is expensive, but you get a lot of high quality perfume oils for your money, and you get a fragrance that will last a very long time in your collection because it's not going to be one you need to spray 5, 7, 8 times. A few sprays will do you and you'll be smelling fantastic. Up next, a winter staple, boozy, sweet, slightly spicy and edible. This is KILIAN Angel's Share. One of the best bottles in a fragrance I've ever seen. The bottle alone is absolutely fantastic, but of course that's not important. The most important thing is how good the perfume is, but this is a fantastic fragrance. This is perfect for the winter. Let's imagine you're sat in your home, you've got the fireplace on, it's really cold outside, it might even be snowing, and you're cuddled up on the sofa or by the fireplace and you're really warm and you're just in your comfortable home environment. There is not a better fragrance to wear on the market than Angel's Share. Absolutely perfect. This is boozy, it's sweet, edible and spicy, a wonderful fragrance. Now I've tried a few clones of Angel's Share recently and none of them come anywhere near as close to the enjoyable quality that Angel's Share possesses. This one is just so comforting and warming. I really think if you love the sweet, boozy, winter style fragrances, Angel's Share is a must try. Number 8, NASOMATTO's BARAONDA. This is so innovative. This is primarily a whiskey-based fragrance, but it's the most realistic whiskey-based fragrance I've ever tried. You may have smelt some boozy fragrances, you may have smelled some whiskey-based fragrances, but this one actually smells like whiskey. It's perfect. If you could imagine the best smelling whiskey of all time, maybe a 100-year-old whiskey that's been aged in some oak barrel for all that time, and it's very sweet, it's peaty, it's boozy. That is how I would describe BARAONDA. It's absolutely perfect. It's almost mouth-watering. It has this sort of edible sweetness to it, but that doesn't take away the main part of this fragrance, which is that beautiful, realistic whiskey. This is, of course, whiskey mixed with dried fruits, mixed with sweetness, and to be honest, I don't wear this fragrance outside of the house very often, mainly because I've got so many fragrances that normally when I'm going to a formal situation, I wear something like Reflection 45 or Carlisle, which we've mentioned, or Imagination. This one I reserve for when I'm at home on my own and I want to spray some on my hand and just really enjoy it. This is a masterpiece. This is the pinnacle of perfumery art. The strongest fresh fragrance on the market, that is at number 9, and that is MEGAMARE. I'm not even sure if you could class this as a fresh fragrance. It's aquatic for sure because it smells like the ocean, but it doesn't smell like the oceanic notes you get in something like Acqua di Gio, for example, like a designer fragrance that uses maybe some aroma chemicals. This smells like the ocean, like actually you're on the ocean and you're smelling the sea salt, you're smelling the seaweed, the almost dirty ocean water, the deep blue water. That's what this smells like. This is potent. Honestly, if you spray this on your shirt, you get some on any part of your clothes, it will last days. You might not even get it out when you wash it, and it's a very diffusive and divisive fragrance. There are some people actually that do not like this. My girlfriend, for example, absolutely hates this. So I actually never get a chance to wear this that often, which is a shame. And she knows when I've worn this as well. Even if it's 6 hours later, even if it's 10 hours later, she'll smell this on me and she'll know I've worn it and she'll be furious. It's unbelievably strong. This is, again, similar to BARAONDA. It's a perfect example of perfumery in art form. And actually, I believe BARAONDA and this are made by the same perfumer. This is a 10 out of 10 fragrance. This is a niche fragrance, and it is certainly one I'd recommend you try before you buy. I'm really interested to know, do you know what number 1 is? Pause this video and let me know what you think number 1 is. Well, number 1 is from XERJOFF, and it's a boozy, sweet, unique, almost mysterious style fragrance, and that is IOMMI Monkey Special. The second I tried this fragrance, I did an unboxing on my channel about a year and a half ago, and I was blown away by how good this smelled. It's so unique. I never smelled anything like that before and even since. So this is a very unique fragrance in my collection. There's nothing that I've tried that I could even tell you is similar to this. This is passion fruit dipped in rum with some spices, with caramel, with patchouli, and it is absolutely beautiful. For me, this is one of the best going out fragrances on the market. If you're going on a night out and you want something very heavy, and you want something dark, sweet, boozy, spicy, mysterious, all of those things, there are not many better fragrances to choose than Monkey Special. This one is a head turner. It's exceptionally strong. I don't think you'll have any complaints about the performance on this. It will last you all day if you're wearing it in the day. It will last you till the next morning if you're wearing it at night time. And for me, I only wear this at night time because I can't think of an occasion to wear this in the daytime. This is a 10 out of 10, unique, strong, luxurious fragrance, as are all of the fragrances on this list. So these are 10 out of 10 niche or luxury fragrances that I believe are all worth the money and the hype that surrounds them. Let me know, have you tried any of these? And I really would love to know, what's your favorite 10 out of 10 niche fragrance?